Hey, good morning, and how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing amazing. So, we're back writing today. I believe we are already to chapter 8 in our revisions, which is knocking out this pretty fast. I'd say, you know, knocking out a chapter of revision a day isn't horrible. We could probably do a little bit faster, but at the end of the day, I just kind of want to relaxingly finish off this book and get it published up. And then, of course, I've got some ideas for a new book to start working on. We'll probably brainstorm that live like the last one and at least write the rough draft live. I don't know if I'm going to do all the revisions and write the entirety of the book live. I mean, that could happen and it might not. Let me get chat up real quick. We'll start moving through this. I do hope you guys are all having a great morning kicking butt yourself. I'm doing awesome myself. I'm kind of discombobulated because in all honesty, I'm still getting used to waking up at 5 in the morning. I did normally sleep till like 6. Now I'm waking up like 4:30 so that we can knock this out. Um, yeah, that's where we're at. Let me adjust. Let's get in position. I think we all know where we are. We just literally arrived at the docking bay. I think docking bay 50 something is what I think I had us go to. I don't know, 51. Yeah, 51. Bay 51, Dock 51, whatever. So, obviously, we've got our crew together. We're about to have them head off on this adventure. From here, we're going to start killing off characters, obviously. I mean, like, it's going to take us a second, but don't worry, people will start dying. Let's read this, find out where we don't like, and let's start fixing this. By the way, hope you guys are doing epic. I probably already said that. I am still waking up. You guys are amazing. I had a feeling of confidence as we traveled down the long corridor connecting the Doria space station to our destiny. Okay, that makes sense. Um, Let me look over this. Let me also flip down this so we don't have feedback of some kind. It's all these little things we got to take care of before we do stuff, right? Okay, to our destiny. I had not been off the space station in years, but I knew this would change our lives. Not only the credits to be able to live a better life, but a change in direction, a much needed one. I reached into my cargo pocket, checking the nanite injectors once more. I could not wait to get to my quarters, giving me enough freedom to pop some of the bliss and get another round of nanites to work. Yeah, to work finishing the leak. Yeah, we'll leave that like that. I'm happy with that paragraph. Honestly, when we get to the last four chapters, I worked them so freaking hard and so many times that we won't have shit to do. We'll just be reading those. My eyes were immediately drawn to a pair of long, perfect legs, which met a tight skirt halfway up her thighs. Oh, that's very descriptive. I didn't even realize we were being that descriptive on stuff. We were checking her out. Her body was well endowed, yet toned and athletic. They, let's just say had long hair. Oh man, I just knocked my mic off. Sorry about that, guys. She had long red hair, a soft face, and trancing indigo blue eyes. Okay, we'll leave that. That sounds good. Indigo blue is a really pretty color. I don't honestly think I've seen somebody with that eye color, but right. I was not sure why, but she was accompanying Salvador. She stood slightly away from him as if she was watching everyone. I noticed her smiling a couple times when she looked over at me. Um, oh, crap. She stood slightly away from him, as if she was watching everyone. I noticed her smiling a couple times when she looked over at me, in that I noticed you way. That makes sense, I guess. I could almost take my eyes off her. Wait. I could. That didn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, it was hard to take my eyes off her, and it was clear she could tell. That sounds so much better. Holy crap, that other just didn't sound good. It was weird for some reason. We all became silent as we entered into the cargo ship's main boarding area. The ship was being commanded by Captain Avery Coach. So I believe we made Captain Coach a girl. Um, and I don't believe we have a good description. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to click the codex, find out exactly where she's mentioned, and see if anything does describe her. So we'll go to mentions. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So we don't get a good description in here. We do know she's a girl for sure. I kind of thought so. Whoa. She has a giant amount of stuff in chapter 19, 20 ish. This zone right there. Okay, so she doesn't really start. Well, she comes in and she starts doing stuff in a second. Let's just be honest. What do we want to make her look like, guys? Frickin' A, right? Okay, we're about to make up what Captain Coach looks like. So this is important because it's permanent. We've got a redhead. I know it's kind of tropey. Do we want Captain Coach to be raven black haired? Oh crap! Then we're having to expand Mia's description too, huh? I don't use the word exuded. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, crap. We're having some sloppy writing this morning. Oh, exuded. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna fix this. Her appearance exuded. Oh, compliment, confidence. Not awake enough at all. Okay, her appearance exuded confidence and discipline. Okay, her appearance exuded confidence and discipline. Her uniform was crisp. Period. Okay, so and this wasn't anti-older ladies, so don't take it that way. It just that's how it we're describing her. Okay. We all became silent as we entered into the cargo ship's main boarding area. The ship was being commanded by Captain Avy Coate. That is how we have her. Why is it trying to spell check me on this? Avy, that's her name. Just tell it. Add to dictionary. Avy is a name. Captain Avy Coach. Her appearance exuded confidence and discipline. Her uniform was crisp without a thing out of place. Her raven black hair neatly tied in a bun. She was attractive, but a few years more mature than myself. The ship, itself, let's go like that. The ship itself was fully crewed, including a half dozen advanced security androids. The crew, like the crew, like with most corporate ships, consisted of mostly humans or human variants, with only a few positions held by alien species. It had the latest in warp compression field generators, along with several other upgrades you would not expect. Then I don't go into those, so we don't need to, right? So now let's get to this one. And then we're going to get to Mia, and Mia's a beast. I can't believe we didn't describe Mia because I believe Mia's our witch, one of our witches. Mia's a corporate mage. Holy crap, we did no development on Mia, and we used her 39 times. Mind blown. Coffee going in. How did we use this girl 39 times and not do anything to her? And she kills a lot of bad guys. Not as a spoiler alert to you guys, but she does put down some people. Ooh. What are we gonna do? Mia. Let's read our stuff. Mentions. Look over this. Expand description. The crew, blah, blah, spread out across the table. Okay. One of the ships. So, okay, we know she throws up a barrier there. This is where we're all eating. I think this might be after somebody died. No, this is beforehand. Okay. This is where the psychic girl's explaining stuff because she can tell things. I don't see us throwing down anything talking about anything about her appearance right here. So I think we're clean. I think we can make up whatever we want and just remember it, right? Nope. We got diving over people's body sections down there. That definitely is a spoiler, right? Well, okay. Mia, what the crap are we saying about you? Let's read this. Oh, it is Mia. We don't actually know her name at this point. Mm. Wait, let me double check I don't have Mia coming out in some kind of battle uniform later on or some crap like that before we say something stupid. I'm gonna have to go to where we're fighting with Mia later on in the combat scenes. We need to make sure that... Okay, blah, blah, blah. Mia steps forward. Boom, boom. Mia raised her hands. I don't see us having her to take any, quickly cast that spell. Okay, Mia then does that. She takes down a troll there. She's gonna kick some butt, obviously. I think you guys can see Mia kills a lot of stuff. Okay, that's all bad. That's all bad. That's all bad stuff that happens to some people. Pushing forward there. I'm just trying to make sure we don't at one point have her doing something that I'm about to throw a description that would make it where that makes no sense. And of course we could fix it later, but I mean, if I can glance through and avoid it now, let's try, right? Okay. I see nothing that blocks us from making up whatever we want. Okay. I don't know why I have my freaking things on again. I'm so used to gaming and streaming video gaming that I'm used to having headphones on so much I threw them on again. What is petite? Petite. Petite. Is it petite? I'm going to have to Google petite. I don't use petite as a word a lot. And my brain is not sounding it out right. She was petite? Petite. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to sound that right out. I'm going to just be honest. Petite. Okay, cool. We got it. She was petite. Oh. Do we want a dragon too? No. Oh, not running down. We're gonna sleeving her arms. Sleeving is a real word. Sleeving her arms, right? No, no, we A? Is it A? Sleeving like that, guys? Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty. Is sleeving not a word? The tattoos were sleeving his arms. Sleeve is like that. And can you adverbialize sleeving like that? I believe you can. Or do you have to go like that? Is it all the way? Do I have to do it like that? Oh no. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how we do this. I think it's sleeving. I think I've got it right. But I honestly don't know. So I'm trying to figure it out right now. Proper way to say sleeving when in regards to tattoo. It says I have it right. In context of the word sleeving, Sleeving, that we don't need to fix this. This is correct right there. Boom. We're adding sleeving to the dictionary. It is a real word, adverbialized. There. I'll need them to mark it or some crap. Sorry that took so long. Oh. It was easy to see that Captain Coach. Wait, where did we meet Captain? Oh, we did up there. Okay. Let's join this stuff together up here. One, two, and then we'll separate this out because we just introduced everybody, and then we'll go like this. It was, yeah, I think we've got it. It was easy to see that Captain Coach was visibly pleased upon seeing Accio. Accio stepped forward, saying, "I was not expecting so many of you." Salvador quickly replied with a nervous smile. "I was not sure what we were getting ourselves into, so I thought better safe than sorry. It's okay, right?" Accio calmly replied, "It's fine. We have plenty of room, and who knows, we may end up needing all of you. Make sure to grab quarters, then meet up in the galley on the deck above. The quarters are on this floor, and the quarters are on this floor, and the bridge, escape pods, and medical bay. Wait. The quarters are on this floor, and the bridge, escape pod, medical bay, and gallery are on the floor above." That is horrible. Okay. Let me fix this. The quarters. Okay, the quarters are on this level of the ship. The above deck is the bridge, escape pods, medical bay, and gallery. Everything else is cargo. Okay, do we oh, galley, not gallery. Everything else is cargo. We all settled into our new quarters, which were nicer than those I had on Dioros. I had just enough time to drop off my stuff, use the restroom, pop some bliss, and stash my injectors for later. Then I joined up with uh, Brandon and Rory in the corridor. Okay, let's read this again. I had just enough time to drop all my stuff, use the restroom, pop some bliss, and stash my injectors for later. I joined up with Brandon and Rory in the corridor before heading up to the galley to meet everyone. Jeez, okay. We did write some stuff here. I arrived and looked over the situation. The rest of our friends were already sitting with the hot redhead, Bruno and Frank. Akio sat with the captain at her table, along Salvador, Washington, Kyoto Trag, and the other men. Wait, and the two other men. Okay, and the two other men. Okay, let's fix that. Tattooed. Okay, think we might have it. I arrived and looked over the situation. The rest of our friends were already sitting with the hot redhead, Bruno and Frank. Akio sat with the captain at her table, along with Salvador Washington, Kyoto Trag, the two unknown men, comma, and the arcane tattoo woman he brought. Um, the ship's crew, for the most part, had spread out across the other tables. One of the ship's service androids brought us food to eat, as Akio worked to introduce everyone to each other. The room seemed filled with tension, but the food they were serving had real meat, along with with a bowl of soup and even bread, which seemed to quickly calm everyone. During the meal, Akio stood up, drawing our attention, saying, "We all want this to go as smoothly as possible. Okay, we all want this to go as smoothly as possible. So simple ground rules, no causing problems. We all have 3 days before we arrive at the Trentari system, so get along. Once we get there, the faster we get this done, the sooner we're back in safe space, and the sooner you get paid." Akio then sat down and continued eating and visiting amongst his table. Let's fix this a little bit. Continuing to eat and visiting amongst his table. Okay. Frank and Bruno kept a close eye on the table, making it apparent they were serious about watching over Salvador. We all sat talking among our table about how we would spend our credits once we finished up and got back. One by one, my friends finished their meals, got up, and headed back down to their quarters. Frank and Bruno finished up eating and went over to sit with Akio and Salvador at the captain's table, leaving just me and the redhead, who I now knew was named Kiara? I think that's Kiara. I'm pretty sure this is Kiara, in a weird way of spelling. But I don't know any girls actually named Kiara, so we'll just assume that. Okay, the lack of talking was making me nervous. So, to break the tension, I think we can do it that way. I'm really not awake, you guys. It's okay, we'll get there. The lack of talking was making me nervous, so, trying to break the tension, I asked, "So how are you feeling about this endeavor?" Kiara smiled in a devilish manner, saying, "Everyone is just a little nervous right now, but things will calm down. In case you missed it, my name's Kiara, comma, my name's Kiara, by the way, and you're Sam, the technopath." Okay, so we've got that out of the way, blah, blah. Yeah, that's me, the technopath. Okay, that just sounds crappy. Let's try to look over this. The lack of talking was making me nervous, so trying to break the tension, I asked, "So how are you feeling about this in Denver?" Kara smiled in a devilish manner, saying, "Everyone is just a little nervous." We'll just take out her talking about everybody else and we'll just make her a little nervous, right? Kira smiled in a devilish manner, saying, "Just a little bit. little nervous right now, but things will calm down. In case you missed it, my name's Kiara. By the way, you're Sam, the technopath. I think we need these on the outside, the punctuation wise. I don't know what the heck I was doing there. Really not awake. And I just realized how not awake because I'm trying to find the freaking question mark there. Holy crap. We should title this The Day of Discombobulated Writing because I do feel a little discombobulated in my writing today. We got that fixed. Okay. The lack of talking was making me nervous. So, trying to break the tension, I asked, "So, how are you feeling about this endeavor?" Kiara smiled back in a devilish manner, saying, "Just a little nervous right now, but things will calm down. In case you missed it, my name's Kiara. By the way, you're Sam, the technopath, correct?" "Yeah, that's me, the technopath. Those two guys, Daniel and Ethan, seem a bit creepy." How does he know Daniel and Ethan? Wait, have we introduced Daniel and Ethan? Like, they are the creepy ones, but I don't believe we've introduced them, you guys. Oh, shit. I just need to kind of look over this, see what's going on. Boom, boom, boom. Let me double check. Okay. Okay, those guys. Okay, watch this. Motioning her eyes to the two men I didn't know, setting at the other table. Okay. Motioning her eyes to the two men I Motioning her eyes to the two men I didn't know sitting at the other table with Akio and Salvador. Okay. Good morning, by the way. I think I got it now. Motioning her eyes to the two men I didn't know sitting at the table with Akio and Salvador, I quietly said, "Those two seem a bit creepy. What do you think?" Okay. Carrie glanced over at their table briefly, then said, "Well, Sam, I think Akio is playing some kind of game. Besides the one. Okay. Well, Sam, I think Akio is playing some kind of game. Comma. That is besides the. Okay. Let's read that again. Carrie glanced over at their table briefly, then said, "Well, Sam, I think Akio's playing some kind of game. I think a game of some kind or some kind of game." Uh, I quietly said, "Those two seem a bit creepy. What do you think?" Kiara glanced over at at their table briefly, then said, "Well, Sam, I think Akio is playing some kind of game. That is, besides the one we were told about." I did notice Akio was more than just a little relieved when he noticed how many people came, and he does not trust Daniel or Ethan at all. Okay, we got that. I think we might have just got right through that. I did notice Akio was more than just a little relieved when he noticed how many people had came, and he does not trust Daniel or Ethan, the two men you were asking about, at all. My understanding is they were sent by someone within Vemra asking against Akio's wishes. I was shocked by the level of confidence in her answer. You say that like you, wait. You say that like you know. Are you some kind of telepath? I asked. Suddenly I knew, as I could hear her thoughts in my mind. Yes, Sam. That's why Salvador brought me. As she smiled, I asked, okay, boom. Well, that was kind of, I don't know what I think about that. We could probably break this up. Or we could just leave it as a giant paragraph. My understanding is that they were sent by someone within Vamratech Corporation against Akio's wishes. I was shocked by the level of confidence in her answers. You say like you know. Are you some kind of telepath? I asked. Suddenly, that'd be a common. Oh no, suddenly I knew. Comma, and it's this one. Boom. Suddenly, I knew suddenly I knew as I could hear her thoughts in my mind. I don't think we need to do that. Suddenly, I could hear her thoughts in my mind. Comma. Okay. Suddenly, I could hear her thoughts in my mind, providing the answer to my question. Yes, Sam. That's why Salvador brought me, as she smiled. I asked, so what? Can you tell me about what's going on at their table? Can we trust Akio? Wait, yeah, Salvador brought her. Well, Sam, I can tell you Akio does not seem to be plotting against us. He also, for sure, does not trust the situation to be a simple one. He is definitely keeping something secret and does not like Daniel or Ethan. Akio is feeding them information, but with contempt. Washington and Kyoto are keeping a very close eye on them, along with all of us, but especially those two. The woman with him, Mia, is some kind of mage, but she has a barrier up, so it's hard to read her. I, I thought to myself, this girl is amazing. As I looked up to see her smile, I realized she was still in my head. I excused myself, saying, "Well, I'm going to head down and get some sleep. I hope you have a I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you around." Carrie brushed her red hair away from her face, smiling, as she said, "Have a good night, Sam." I quickly gathered up my dishes for the service robot to collect, then headed down to my quarters, wondering if another nanite injection would be enough to establish the connection with the AI. So we finally did finish up there. I think that was a little rougher than most of the chapters that we had to work through so far, but now we're all the way to number 8 is done. Is that not nice? I am going to read through this after I have some people read all the way through it, make some more corrections. But for the most part, at this point, we have absolutely knocked this out and have it down up to chapter 9. So, tomorrow we'll knock out chapter 9. That ought to be fun. I don't see a whole bunch of stuff in here that we don't have done. Woo! We just jumped to chapter 15, 16, whatever the crap, right? I do hope you guys have a great day today. If I don't catch you this weekend, hope your weekend's awesome. Outside of that, thank you guys for being epic, for hanging out. Peace and very much best wishes to you guys.